Hello, everyone. We're live. We're not muted. Cameras are in their place. Everybody's here. Let's have fun. I'm Simon. I'm the DM. These are my players. Let's just go around the table/screen, introduce who you guys are going to be playing tonight, and let's dive into I think it's our 6th or 7th session. So let's start with the person on my left, Quentin.
Yes, I am going to be playing Kaka again. He is quickly becoming a superhero anime character who will save the salvation of all the Bowaks in the land, apparently. But yeah, I'm going to have a lot of fun.
Cool. Kaka, cool. Kalik, or Yan, who are you playing?
I'll be playing, well, you just said it, Kelek.
Yeah,
A rogue troglodyte who is really out for himself and pretty much only thinks about money. Almost got himself killed, almost, for a cloak. More adventures to come.
Mm-hmm. And coming back after a few weeks, Catherine.
Yes, I am playing Bree. She is a ranger. You're a very typical ranger. Yeah, she's been on a break lately.
Coming back as well. I think you weren't there last week, but you were there before, Pascal.
Yes, I'll be playing Marius, the retreated Atmorian soldier. And
Retired.
No, retreated.
Oh, okay. That has a bit more dire consequences to what you did.
Yeah.
All right, Marius from Atmore, and last but not least, Matthew.
Yeah, my name is Matthew. I'm going to be playing Danzer, the Animenser guardian that ate killing people, but still kill to survive. So I'm going to be exploring the Wildeland again with all these people. Hopefully, we will survive tonight.
All right. I just sent you, Math, a message on Discord for the other ability for your level up. Before we begin in earnest, I just wanted to make sure, has everybody leveled up their characters, those that needed to have them leveled up? Before we go any further, just in case, let me just check real quick. Marius is supposed to be level 2, Kalik level 2, Kaka level 2, Bree level 2, and Damsier level 3. So we're good? Alright. Let's go back to where we always begin, which is at the Starving Bowl. You, as usual, are all waking up in the morning late, as usual, while everybody else is going or has left the trading post. You can't help but notice, for those of you that weren't there last week, that there's quite a few new faces in town. A lot of new settlers, a lot of new hopefuls have braved, I should say, the mountain pass and reached the Starving Bull. Some of them have already decided to post jobs on the job board. There are a few that are looking for a place to settle. And of course, some of them have pitched tents here and there. Like we learned last week, the giant hollowed out turtle shell is off limit to all the new settlers, as they've discovered after a very angry kobold tried to nip at their hands. As you get up, you're what?
So that's what they get.
Yeah. The food actually being, sort of used to your presence and everything and your schedule, sort of. One-Eyed Max has already prepared food, which this morning also includes the last of the strawberries. He wishes you a good morning, says, So, heard some of you discovered another tribe nearby. And he looks to Kalik and Kaka.
Well, it's pretty far.
I got a handful of people here that said they're willing to help you with that. And he motions to a table, and it's like these like four they're probably ex-military turned mercenaries, but they're not well geared. You do notice that they each own their own weapons, but they have like piecemeal armor, tattered uniforms. You can't even make out like the coat of arms of whichever either noble family or maybe city or town that they used to defend. Or to come from, but they just nod, like as he's waving at them. They don't come up to see you or anything, but they're there in case you guys need 4 dirty, stinking mercenaries.
Arrow fodder, yeah.
Pretty sure we can do without them.
I look at Kalik and say, "Do you think we need them upon our journey?"
I don't know. The comment about being arrow fodder seemed... It could be good fodder, yeah. If we have to escape. Yeah, I'd say they have their use.
Should we try to acquire more people? I see a few others still waiting around.
Well, if we're gonna go negotiate with the Minotaurs, we might not need them, but if we have to fight goblins, we might need more people. So, in that case, it might be good to bring them with us.
I stand up big and tall as my old Bowak bright feathers are not so bright anymore in my old age. I look at the rest of the people in the bar and I say, "There's a Bowak village, some days' travel from here, that is in need of our help. What say you in accompanying us?"
You asked that to the like other settlers, the non-combatants, basically.
I was looking at the other player characters.
Oh, the other player characters. Sorry.
Well,
At the mention of a Bowak village, Bree rises up and I will accompany you on this journey.
You have my bow.
I slowly raise my hand and ask, what's the situation with the Bowak? Why Max offering you those mercenaries to go there?
I can't say for certain whom or where the mercenaries came from, but the situation at the Bowak village is such. Their local deity totem was stolen from them by the goblins in an attempt to move their tribe away from the area. Without it, the Bowak are lost for guidance and leadership. They need their spiritual totem to continue staying in the area. They once had Minotaur allies that would help combat the goblins with an alliance, but the Minotaurs fled north for an unknown reason, and contact with them has such been violent.
That's interesting. I'm kind of intrigued by that. I'm going to follow you if you go there today. Well, on this journey.
Yeah, how far are they from here?
I can't remember off the top of my head, Simon. It was like 3 days fast travel or something like that.
I can tell you. I'll tell you like in hexes.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, I think we counted 3 days in fast travel. Last game.
It's like 27 X's, so 27 times 6. That's 120, 160, like let's say 165 miles out. So quite a long journey.
It is quite a long journey, but if we travel by the river, we will get there sooner, or we can travel a little bit faster.
Okay.
But,
Yeah, I'll come.
yeah, sure, I'll follow you. But when you went over there last time, did you encounter any danger on the road that, just... Or is it a clear road and we can just go there whenever we want?
We camped next to the river 2 days out, if I recall correctly, and there were some sparkling lights in the water that attacked my companions and I. Kalek was able to snag a cloak from the depths of the water they appeared to be guarding.
Wasn't much. These are just balls of light.
They did sting a little.
All right. Well, I'm gonna trust you guys and just make sure that we don't come near those things when we go there.
We will try.
Before we leave, I had a long sword for someone, made for someone, I don't remember who.
Gregor made a longsword. I think it was for Marius.
Yeah, I don't need a longsword. I got my rapier.
So
Yeah.
it might have been for somebody else. But
yeah.
regardless, you have the Ankag longsword.
Has someone taken the half plate?
Yeah, it was me last game with
Okay.
my other character.
Okay.
Is the long sword better than an axe?
Yes, but you don't have proficiency with it.
Oh, okay.
You
Never
don't
mind.
know how to fight with it,
Okay.
basically. Whoop. Gonna have to plug myself into the Matrix apparently.
And do we have crossbows in sale?
Gisela
at,
has
Gisela?
crossbows yeah, she has light crossbows for sale.
Have bolts?
Nope, you guys keeping all the bolts.
Someone has bolts.
Does anybody among you have bolts?
17 bows.
Have arrows.
Nope.
Wow. Do I need a proficiency to make bolts?
You would need to be proficient with like a like I'd say like any smithing tools or maybe woodworking or fletching, stuff like that.
Okay.
Are the alternate character right now, not in the tavern?
They're not in there.
Okay.
Well, I'll buy a crossbow anyway. How much is that?
Look at what you have in the what was I gonna say? In the player's handbook.
Aren't they a 25 gold piece?
Something like that. I don't have it right with me, but if one of you has a player's handbook nearby,
Light crossbow, 25 GP.
then it's 25 GP.
That's all I have. Oh no, that's not right. I have 240 silver.
You have a magic cloak.
It's not for sale.
Well, she wouldn't have enough money to buy it at like the full retail price.
Okay, well I'll give her 25 GP because we have to get the economy rolling.
Alright. And by the way, Kalek, you have a new mini. And I also got a Birdman, a Bowak wizard for Kaka, which I'll set up in a second.
I'm green.
Yeah, you're green, but you look like a rogue. You're like bluish green.
Nice.
But at least you look like a rogue.
Where am I?
Bree, you're not there yet.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
But that's okay. I'll set everybody up. Depending on where you guys go and what you do, you might need you might need to have minis. So
That was certainly not ominous.
not at all. Max, having heard what Kaka said about the Minotaur tribe, motions you, Kaka, to move closer to him, behind the counter.
You're on mute.
I move behind the counter.
Alright. He says, I heard what you said about the Minotaur tribes. I'd advise against going there if I were you. Don't go looking for trouble. If the Minotaurs want to be left alone, they should be left alone.
I understand what you are saying right now, One-Eyed Max. But at one point they were allies. Should that not continue?
Perhaps the feathered folks did something to piss them off.
What would be something a Bowak could do to piss off a Minotaur?
Ask too many questions.
Interesting.
Look, it might be best for you not to go get killed on behalf of a tribe you don't even know. I'm just saying.
Would you not help a fellow Minotaur if he asked of it?
He ponders the question for a moment and says, depends on what I get out of that. Can you roll an insight check, please?
I can. I'm probably super good at these.
Who knows? As he's talking to you, you notice something in his one eye that's left. He sounds afraid. His voice quivers just a little. Not enough for anybody to hear, but because you're so close to him, you're in close proximity to him, you can hear like the small tremors in the back of his throat. Like something's gnawing at him, and the warning's not so much for you as it is for him.
I'll just kind of tuck that away in myself. Like if he's telling us like, hey, don't go there, he's a Minotaur, he probably knows something about it. I won't press. Thank you for the information, One-Eyed Max. I shall heed your advice.
Means you shall live longer, or however long you have left to live.
Not long, by Bowak standards.
Oh my god, the Bowak minis are weird. There we go, this is Kaka.
Yes.
You apparently have a robe and a pointy hat.
I'm okay with that.
So what do you guys do?
So do we actually help the Bowaks, or do we simply go north to the magically inclined?
I think we should go and help the Bowaks.
I would prefer to help the Bowaks. Whatever is magic in the north will remain magical. The Bowaks have a limited amount of time, I believe.
Alright, I'm up for the Bowaks also.
Yeah, I don't want to get clobbered by Minotaurs. I'll take the goblins instead.
Seems
Interesting.
we're at a dilemma.
Shall we put this to a democratic vote?
Hey, what now?
In the Bowak Brightfeather tribe,
Okay, just stop talking. What are we doing?
we are going to raise one appendage for which place we would like to go to. Either go north and for goblins or magic, or we help the Bowaks.
Well, isn't helping the Bowaks killing goblin, from what I understood?
Yes, there may be goblin killing involved.
I was talking about these goblins, not the magic place up north.
So I guess we're going to the Bowaks.
Yeah.
So going to help the tribe apparently solves like all of your needs because there will be both Bowak and goblins, and that works well.
Well, these goblins have probably stolen a lot of stuff, so must be
Also,
a lot of
riches.
loot in these caverns. And a totem.
All right. So I figure you guys take off.
Do we take these guys with us?
Yep.
Mercenaries?
Do you take the 4 mercenaries?
Out of character, what do you guys think?
I don't trust them.
Yeah, me neither.
Should
I
we
don't-
like ask about them? Maybe I don't know. Like hey, where are you guys from? Do you guys want payment? Like, or do we want to? Or are we just like, nah, not even gonna chance it?
Well, out of character and knowing that there's an army of goblin over there, it could be a good idea to at least maybe just ask them some few question and try to determine if they're trustworthy or just there to kill everyone and steal everything.
Or if they'll just turn tail when they see the goblins.
Yeah.
That
Says the
too.
guy who turns tail.
Well, at least you know I will do it. It's not uncertain.
As you approach the mercenaries, the four people turn to you. You notice there's 2 humans, a dwarf, and the third one is what could only probably be described as a half ogre. He is human, but very, very wide, has a huge gut and a big round jaw. His nose is broken, one of his eyes swollen shut, probably permanently, and he tends not to talk a lot. But one of the other human mercenaries gets up, presents his hand in friendship and or peace for someone to shake it.
I'll shake it.
All right. He shakes your hand and says, "Name's Boris."
Pleasure to meet you, Boris. I am Kaka.
Hi, Kaka. From where I'm from, Bowaks like you, they tend to not talk a lot. Just glad to know you're not trying to stab me in the back. This is what's remaining in my company. Well, we used to be called the Feet of the Wolf.
Where do you hail from?
Isengrim. He says that with a pinch of pride and in a tone that lets you believe that he assumes everybody knows where that's from and that like it's an important place. From what you know about Isengrim, there's basically ice, poverty, and potatoes. Yeah, it's ice and grim. That's pretty much what their lives are.
If we were to allow you to accompany us, Boris, Feet of the Wolf Mercenary Company, what would you want in return?
He looks at the men behind him sitting around the table and he says, "Well, I'll say 15% of the shares of any loot you find, of any gold you find, of any wealth we can put our hands on, plus food and water for the travel." We're
I
not
turn
going to
ar-
ask to be paid by the day.
I turn around to my companions. Does this seem agreeable?
we're already dividing the loot by 5 here.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want to divide it any further.
And what if there is no loot? I mean, we are going to help a village, so not pillage the village.
No, there must be loot.
We heard
Otherwise,
you.
I wouldn't be here.
You know, you can also act out of kindness in life.
We heard you
greedy
talk about
soldier.
goblins. Goblins are little pilfers. There's bound to be stuff that we can resale. Plus, I mean, look at this place. This is a wasteland. Anything can be useful.
Right. That's right.
He's right.
Yeah, he is.
I like the
let's have
stinky
a
one.
Right.
Aye.
Doesn't seem so bad.
Caca the Bowak, is that a deal?
I think we have come to an accord, Boris.
Alright, man, gather your stuff. We're leaving with the weirdos over here.
Do we have leather armors in the storage?
I don't know what you guys have in storage. Let's open up the storage page. Group stash. Oh, Marius picked up everything. So no, in the stash there's like Marius went through everything, but there's a polished stone miniature of a ship. Oh no, Gerp took it.
Yes.
There's nothing left. Gisella's shop has, and I think I should update it because that changed. There's now 4 light crossbows. There are 2 chainmails, 4 long swords, and 6 short swords.
Does she have arrows?
Nope. You guys keep keeping ammunition whenever you find it.
Well, I need it. Why would I give it back?
No, well, I know, but that's the thing.
That's why she doesn't have any in
If
her
you
shop.
never sell it to her, well, sometimes she might receive some. To be fair with you guys, it's so out of game. This happens every 4 sessions. I roll to see if there's like a settler that comes by with enough stuff to sell, like a merchant who decided to try to open up a new store in the Wildlands, and they brought like all of their overstock and they sell it to Gisela for gold, which will then be used to maybe buy like help or whatever. But it happens, like I said, every 4 sessions, which means that the last time somebody came by was on on July 21st. 1, 2, 3, 4. Technically, I should have rolled it last week, but I have to admit I forgot because of the me and not having a voice thing. So
maybe
by tomorrow there might be some. But right now, there's none. You do remember, though, that goblins tend to shoot arrows. Which can, then sometimes be picked back up and thrown back at them. However, depending on what your proficiencies with tools are, you might be able to fashion some arrows as you're traveling.
Cool. Right.
So the mercenary captain, Boris, says, well, whenever you lot are ready, we're gonna follow you. Remember, we're not dying for you. We're professionals. We know what we have to do. We know how to fight. You don't have to worry about us. Out of game, these 4 mercenaries, if you ever need them, they're not going to obey your every orders. Like, they're not gonna, throw themselves at goblin spears for your sheer amusement. But I'm leaving up to you guys to control them if there's ever a combat. So their stats, should you need them, they are basically, I'll send you a link in chat of what they are. Wait. Well, I can't find it anymore.
In the future, is it like an all or one combo, or could we pick like 1 or 2?
What do you mean?
If we decide that one's really annoying, can we use only the other 3?
Well,
yeah. Let's say I'm like, I want to hire the ogre.
They're basically all 4 of them is one company.
Okay.
So if there ever is, like, I don't know, a death in their company, yeah, there's going to be 3 left. But they're not, unless there's something very specific and you probably roleplay it out, you could probably convince just one of them to come with you. But it would be harder.
Yeah.
Of course, to separate them. But I mean, it can happen. It's just like, if an NPC was to come to you guys and ask you to split the party, would you do it?
Nope.
Depends on the reason.
That's it.
I'd have to hear him out first.
Yeah.
Be like, Kaka, we'll give you a +3 magic sword if you come around into the spooky alley. I'd be like, well, all right.
I think Kurt would be more likely to say, all right.
Guys, I died. I got killed in the alley.
So there we have it. So let me just pull out the stats here. You'll recognize them anyway for those of you who have a monster manual with you. I am using the thugs. For all 4 of them. Even though they look different, they might have different weapons or anything, but if it ever comes to like skill rolls, skill checks, saving throws, damage or whatever, we'll use the stats from the thug. But they do have the same abilities, so they have pack tactics.
Multi-attack or pack tactics?
Both of them.
Oh, these guys are OP. I'll take them every time.
And the 15% share that they're taking is off the top of the loot. So if you guys find anything, I'm taking 15%, and then you're splitting everything else. I'll be honest with you, they are not that much interested in magical weapons and stuff like that. They'll mostly take maybe armor, maybe weapons, but mostly like wealth and treasure, like jewels, art objects, gold or silver, whatever you find. They're interested in that.
Okay.
Cool.
So like the NPCs won't go about and be like, oh, I get first pick, I take the Vorpal sword. No. That'd be ridiculous.
Okay.
So you're heading out?
Yep.
You are...
If one of these thugs dies, they got a heavy crossbow on them. So just saying. Got some
I thought the same thing.
You guys. Come on. Really?
I just want to throw that out there, Simon. I mean, it may or may not happen, but if one of them does die,
Oh yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, the 3 other ones are going to be there to make sure that you guys aren't, you know, looting their dead friend. Just
dibs on his bootsies. Yeah, so I think we all leave the tavern as a group, and I think we're ready to go.
Cool.
I think fast travel, it'll take us like 4 days. Question mark.
So here's, I don't know if you guys remember, back in I think the first or second session, I told you if there was ever a place that you really needed to go to, what we could do is basically, you know, take the caravan, bring it up there. There are checks, like instead of going like day by day by day by day, since you guys know the road, you don't really have a lot of chances of getting lost, especially since you're not going into the forests or into the hills. Like, you're aiming for the big ass mountain that you can see even from the trading post. So what I'm going to ask of you is for one of you to be designated as the guide, the navigator. And the navigator will make a survival check.
Not me.
I don't remember if I'm actually...
I figure you're good at survival, you're a ranger.
I'm okay.
I was wondering, can we still do, you know, even though we fast travel there, can we do survival check for food on the way?
Yeah, but we'll do it like at the end of the travel,
Okay.
so we'll just like roll a bunch of dice like at the same time.
All right.
It just makes the game go faster because I don't know if you realize that the map
Yeah.
is so huge that if we were to, play strategically each day as we sometimes do, you'll never get there.
Yeah, right. I was just, wondering if you could still get food with this kind of fast travel because...
Yeah.
Right.
So, as usual, I'm going to ask of you if you want to travel at a slow pace, at a fast pace, at a normal pace.
Well, since we have Catherine as the ranger, isn't the fast pace the same as the normal pace? Since...
We're
what
also
I'm
traveling
reading.
by the river.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, if you want to follow the river, it's going to go much faster, and then you're going to have to cross at some point.
Because I'm not traveling alone, we're not moving faster, except if it's difficult terrain.
There's no difficult terrain going that way.
But I'm still gonna, cause it's Is it gonna be mountain terrain the whole
No,
time?
it's plains the whole time.
Plains? Okay. Just before we go, I'm gonna take that hour just to
Oh yeah,
get-
familiarize yourself with the terrain and everything.
Yes.
And change your
So that
favorite
we
terrain
won't-
thing.
Yeah, that way we won't have to forage for food. I'm gonna be able to provide for everybody.
Cool.
Because I can find twice as much food, so I can find food for 12 people.
Good. So what
Just-
we'll do is, here's what we're gonna do. You
Can
can
I find
travel
the
at a
extra
fast
in
pace.
food?
What?
Okay.
You'll travel at a fast pace. We're not going to roll the dice for food and everything, but seeing how you can feed everybody just fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 3. So for every day of travel, you'll have 3 rations worth of overstock,
To
which
sell
you
back?
can then sell back to max if you want, or keep and divide it among yourself.
I mean, unless something happens, I want to sell
Yeah.
it.
So
I
Well-
work for it.
all right.
Let's keep it until the end of the
Yeah.
game. So just...
Yeah, no, sure.
Yeah, in case something happens. So, here's what I'm going to ask of you. I'm going to ask you to roll a wisdom survival check
Ugh.
for the first day. So, you guys said you're going fast pace, so it's 8 hexes. All right.
So we're all agreeing that I'm rolling for survival.
Well,
Well, otherwise, all the stuff I just said doesn't apply.
Okay, then dope. Okay.
All right. So, in
Alright.
the first day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. After the first day, you guys have traveled quite far. Roll again for the second day.
Oops.
I'm not going to tell you where you
We
are.
have lost the river.
No.
We went upstream
we went
toward
to
the
typhoon.
forest instead of the mountain.
Somehow we crossed the river and didn't know it.
It looked
No.
like a shortcut.
But after the second day, you guys realize, you were following the river for a while, and then you realize, whoa, wait, where's the river? We never crossed it, but we lost track of it. We lost sight of it. So I'm gonna ask Kat, now that you guys are lost, to
Oh, wait. No.
why?
The group can't become lost except by magical means.
Well,
It's an actual.
this is where you were, but all right, you're here. So you can't get lost anyway. I don't care. You guys reach the place. It doesn't even fucking matter. There's one thing that does matter. Where do you cross the river? Before the swamp or after the swamp?
Last time we crossed it in the swamp.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, that's true. You crossed through the swamps. All right. So, which of the hexes you want to cross? Which one do you want to ford?
The one
Last
above
time it
us?
was like LLL 28, I think.
How about we go here? Here.
Well,
That is an interesting suggestion, Bree. But I do think that the water slows down significantly more within the swamp.
Yeah, the swamp was alright.
You may not have the flying capabilities that I do.
That is true.
So you guys are just forting it where?
I mean, if the group agrees, I mean, I don't really care where we cross because I can fly across. It's all about you guys. I think LLL 28 would be that's the first hex in the swamp.
Mhm. Well, I do agree for LL 28.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you guys are crossing here. That would be the end of your second day.
Haha, malaria.
Before we go any further, come on, getting requested by Stream Kitty. You guys set camp as usual and everything, but during the night, Damsir.
Yeah.
Oh, why didn't that work? Yeah, give me 2 seconds.
Was fun
Do
playing with
you-
you all.
Do you remember in the bandit camp?
Yeah, it's voice were talking to me after the battle.
All right, make a perception check. So, during the night, you happen to notice something. The voices. Those same voices you heard before. They say, Damsir. Damsir, are you awake? Damsir,
Yeah, I am.
We're-
Who's talking?
we're nearby. We need your help. And you know instinctually
Mm-hmm.
that they are 1 hex south of you. We won't last until sunrise. Please.
All right. So I wake up the nearest person near me. I don't know who.
Roll a d4.
Well, okay. Dude. So if I go by the Twitch window, 1, 2, it's Gallic. So
What?
I wake up the Triggerlight. I tell him, I heard some. It's gonna sound strange. But there's some voice speaking to me, and on the south, they're asking for help. Can you come with me?
You sure it's not a dream?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because it's not the first time, and they only talk to me when I'm awake.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you want to wake up the the other people?
I don't know. A weird guy I barely know wakes me up in the night and saying, I'm hearing voices.
I mean, at least it's not I see dead people.
Yeah. Well, anyway, if the groups ask where I am, I'm going south. They seems to be, really in need of help. So I light up a torch, I guess, and I started heading south.
All right.
I will follow him, but behind, way behind.
And you leave the 3 others sleeping?
Yeah, they don't need me.
All right. You guys head south. Before, I just realized that I'm missing a book right here. So, I'm just gonna go grab it, but I wanted to know from chat, like, if everybody can hear me, if nothing's screwing up with sound. Can you guys hear me fine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, alright, because I know the music was a bit loud earlier, but okay. I am leaving you in the care of Stream Kitty for a second. I'll be right back.
Oh, no, I think Stream Kitty's gonna.
Am I the only one that hears some, kind of wind and it's kind of moved from people to people?
I hear it too.
Yeah, I heard it.
I don't know how we can troubleshoot to see who it is, though.
Well, it's not doing it now.
Yes, so it's
I
not
don't
me.
think it's me.
the mystery buzz.
Scat.
Yeah, I don't think it's me.
Hey, Stream Kitty, is that you?
That must be Simon.
It's those damn voices in our head. Calling for us.
So Damsir, I'll be stealthing behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm stealthing really good.
So, I know you guys were talking about the crackling and the wish or whoosh or wind sound or something. I'm never muted, so if it goes in and out, it shouldn't be me. There was earlier something on my OBS that was screwing up, but I think it's fine. Let me just stop that. See if that changes a thing. So,
Yeah, it's the will-o-wisp.
going south.
Yeah, they're coming to get you with that revenge.
You have walked for about an hour.
Oh, you're so screwed.
And you notice in between what's left of the trees here, two pig. So they look like pig-like creatures with goat eyes and an enormous maw. They look like. I was gonna say this, but I need to. Alright. They look like this creature here. The one I'm pointing at.
Hmm.
I want to say "aw," but at the same time, not.
Yeah.
Remind me of the creature in Tremor 2.
In Tremor? Yeah,
Yeah.
sort of. So they're busy devouring a once living Bowak. When they see you, they stop dead in their tracks. You hear in your mind, Damsir, is that you? Damsir, you are so ugly. Oh God. Let's put you out of your misery. And the two creatures rush at you. I'm going to ask you to roll for initiative.
All right.
This is great.
Perfect.
I got a 19. Calic, how much do you have?
Can I roll to see how well I'm sleeping, Simon? Is that how comfortable I am?
They're an hour away.
Oh no, this is great. You can kill him. I don't care. I just wanted to see like how well I was sleeping.
Yeah, you can absolutely roll a d20 to know how well your sleep is and how undisturbed you're going to be.
Yeah.
You are sleeping like a baby. And Marius as well. Marius is dreaming of booting illegal immigrants from the Republic and building a wall. You are dreaming of living atop a very tall tower, surrounded by magical trinkets that you study day in, day out, with like a flock of young Bowak apprentices to do like all your bidding. And Bree's dreaming about corgis, having a stable full of corgis.
Meanwhile, in the swamp.
Oh God, we're dying. So they play first, but they.
I play first.
You play first. Yes, sorry, my window was going up and down. You play first. What do you do? They don't even seem to have seen you, Calic. You're about. So you said you were walking behind Damsir, but you were quite a few ways back, right?
Yeah. So I'm looking for a better spot to hide. Going ahead. How many feet from these things would I be from?
I'd say you are right now, let's say 50 feet.
If I had bolts. Okay, I'll hide behind a rock. Do I have
Behind
to
a hollowed out tree. Yeah.
Can I reroll my stealth, or do I keep the
Nope,
same
you
check?
keep the same.
Yes.
But guess what? They haven't seen you still.
Wow.
So, they are going to ask Damsir to roll a wisdom check. Not a saving throw, just a check.
Wisdom. Like that?
Yep. So, nothing happens to you mechanically, but they say, and they keep babbling about, how come you're so ugly? Why haven't you changed? You coward! You left us all to die! You traitor! Why? I want to eat the Bowak again. I want to eat Damsir. Damsir must be tasty. Look at the tail. Look at this. Oh, look at those scales. Ah, you look like some tasty piece of meat. And that's all they do on their turn. Damsir, it's your turn.
I turn around
Uh-huh.
and I start walking back to the camp.
You turn around and you start walking back to the camp.
Mm-hmm.
Kalik.
Well, I'm going back too.
All right. You turn around and you go back. After a few feet, Damsir, you notice a figure jumping out of the shadows. Kalik has been following you all along.
Okay. Well, hello there, Kalik. All right. So I didn't expect that. I think I'm gonna try to avoid voice in my head in the future.
I don't say anything. I won't reveal my position. I think I'm well hidden.
All right.
I'm just kidding.
You're just in plain view and not moving.
It's dark, okay?
You hear them. All 2, 3 of them? 4 of them running towards you. Come back, Damsir! Come back, you tasty freak! And you notice they're like rushing with their tiny legs, but rushing towards you. They cover more ground in a single turn that almost any of you guys can do. It reminds you of how fast the will-o-wisps were. And within a few seconds, they're again about 10 feet from you.
Okay, so now it's my turn.
Yep.
Okay, well, I look at Kelek and I tell him I think we don't have a choice to fight, and I, bound with him
Okay.
to put my bond on him. And then I put myself in a battle position and wait for them.
All right. Is the bond is a free action, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you can put yourself in like what we call dodge stance, which means that
Okay.
they all get disadvantage on you.
Okay, I'm gonna put myself in dodge.
All right. Kalik.
I'm double dashing through the camp.
Okay. You guys realize that, Kalik, you sort of realize that you cannot outrun them if they run after you. Not over an hour. Because I'll remind you guys, you are an hour away from camp.
I look at these things. Do they look like they can swim?
Let me...
Do I have to make a nature check for that?
No. Let me just put it in the Discord. So go look at the Discord. And, look at the picture. Oh, that's not the right one.
No, I cannot outrun that. That's a dragon.
No, I... Shut up. So let me just do this and then put it. Well, I think I can put it in zoom. There you go.
Sexy.
Yeah, I don't think that can swim. I'm double dashing for the river.
All right. The river is still a few ways off, but remember that, you know, when I described the swamps last week, it's mostly like wetlands with patches of dry land here and there, submerged trees. It's like the river overflowed and went outside of its bed and just like overflowed, sunk a part of the land there. So there's plenty of water everywhere. So you just start dashing and then start swimming very fast. The 4 creatures are going to attack each other. As they're screaming, I'm going to eat him first. I want to kill him first. They seem to argue among themselves. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Only one actually gets bitten. And takes 6 points of damage. It seems to snap them out of whatever weird behavior they were having. Can you roll another wisdom check, Damsir?
Yeah.
Alright. It takes you a few moments of them bickering among each other to fully understand who they are and why their voices seemed familiar. And then you recognize the voice. It was a long couple of lives ago. They were part of the same gang that you were part of, called the Killer 5.
All right.
Those 4 monsters have the same voice as 4 brothers who used to kill people with you. Their preferred method of killing was to quarter people. So they'd each take a limb and run in opposite directions and quarter them. You don't know what happened to them, but these creatures share the same voice, and apparently they still remember you. But they are not the same 4 boys you used to know.
All right. Well, so now they're not in the, attacking each other, just looking at me, right?
They started biting each other,
Mm-hmm.
and as soon as one got bitten, they like snapped out of whatever was happening to them, and they turned again to face you. Kalik, you seem to realize that they do not care about you.
Perfect.
I'm so dead.
What do you do, Damsir?
Well, I think I'm gonna try talking to them like, wait, is that you guy? You the guys from the other group? What happened to you?
Make a charisma check with disadvantage.
Okay.
They do not seem to understand you at all. They look at you with drool coming out of their big, open, round, worm-like mouths. And they've stopped talking.
Okay. Do I have to say that I stay in my Dutch position?
Yes, you have to, but it's okay.
Okay.
You're still in Dutch. Kalik, you're about 30 feet away. Swimming, and then realizing that nobody's been following you.
I'm still going toward the camp.
Alright. Do you... Okay, so how fast are you going toward the camp?
I'm running.
Alright, so you're not in this encounter anymore. Damsir.
Mm-hmm.
It's not your turn yet. The 4 creatures jump at you.
Yeah.
The first one... Oh, shoot, with disadvantage. Rolled a 16. Does that
Doesn't
hit?
it? No.
Doesn't. Okay, good. The second one, though, will not have disadvantage, but neither will it have advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same for all 3 of them. So 7, crit, and 14.
The crit, obviously.
Crit hits, yeah. You're going to take a whole 8 points of damage as one of the wretched latches onto you.
That could have been a lot worse.
And it's actually holding on to you. It bit you, and it started to suck out the like the blood and the marrow and the ligament and everything from the wound. It's like a giant leech.
Okay.
It hurts a whole lot more than a leech. What are you doing?
Well, I'm going to take my hand axe,
Mhm.
use my burning colonics,
Mhm.
and as I try to hit the one that's sucking on me, I yell, "Go eat the Bowak," and I try to hit it with my.
All right.
Oops. I guess that would be a 7 since it's the first roll.
Yeah, because you don't have advantage or disadvantage, so you take the first one. And 7 is a miss.
All right.
The wretched. The one that's on you doesn't need to roll. You take 6 points of damage.
Oh wow. Okay, I'm so dead.
And then the other ones. Crit, and 6. Well, 9.
Bye.
Yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen. Whoa. You take 21 points of damage.
I'm dead.
Alright. How many HP did you have?
30.
No, like remaining.
Remaining, minus the 6. I had 16 remaining.
16 remaining, so you're not outright killed,
Mm-hmm.
but you do fall down.
All right.
And then the other ones. The other ones will. One of them does attack you, and the other one just leaves you be. Well, you don't even realize that yet, but you automatically fail 2 death saves.
Ooh. Okay.
Which means it's now or nothing.
So I have to roll a death save?
Yeah,
right?
roll a death save. And thus ends Damsir's story in the middle of the swamp, in the middle of buttfuck nowhere.
Oh.
See you guys tomorrow.
Well, wait. We'll, we can fix something up. We'll see how the rest of the group fares. Kalik, you get back to camp. Panting, sweaty, and completely wet from your swim. Everybody else is woken up by the sound of dripping water and the heavy breathing of a creature.
Hello? Who goes there?
I grab my bow and an arrow from my quiver.
I went for a swim.
In the
Oh,
middle
that's
of
good.
the night?
Yeah. What better time to swim?
How intriguing. Do you see in the darkness?
Yeah? Don't you?
Interesting. I do not know.
Well, it was good.
Who was supposed to be on watch right now?
You notice that the Jamila isn't there.
Yeah, he said, "I'm hearing voices," and he went out.
And okay. And you didn't
By
think
himself.
that's such a bad idea.
I don't know. I'm not gonna follow a guy who hears voices.
No,
That's stupid.
When someone tells you they hear voices and they leave, you wake up everybody else and you make sure that nobody, I don't know, gets lost or worse, killed.
I agree. He should have woke you guys. I don't know.
Can you, Calic, make a deception check?
I was waiting for it.
And
I
I'll ask.
suck at that.
I'll ask what you're okay, and I'll ask everybody else to roll for insight.
Do what?
Insight.
Okay.
Where's deception?
Yes, Bree, way to go.
So everybody's like, yeah, he should have woken us all up. And then Bree, you notice something. Calic's scared.
Are you alright, Calic?
Yeah, it's a little chilly.
Are you sure? Because it looks like maybe you've seen things. Or
Oh, by the
heard
way, I'm
things.
not dripping wet.
What? How can? Ah, shit. That's true. He keeps saying he went for a swim, but he's dry as fuck.
Oh, right. Right.
Because of the magic cloak.
Oh!
So, I mean, you know what? Screw your deception. You said you were going for a swim and you are dry.
So explain yourself.
Well, my cloak. I'm dry because of my cloak.
Okay. Okay, if you say so. Can I start looking for tracks around the camp that you made? I mean, it's dark, but can I still maybe find something?
Yes, you can roll survival. Yep, you see tracks. 2 spare tracks. One is booted and looks like dam's ears. The other one is some sort of clawed lizard-like feet following dam's ears tracks, but they seem to have a very slower pace. And they keep dashing from like bush to bush or hiding spot to hiding spot. And the tracks go down. You follow them, like for this roll to happen, you followed them for about 10-15 minutes.
Okay. We went for a swim, Calic, right? Outside the river?
What?
You went for a swim following Damsir around?
For a little while. But it was boring, so I came back to the river.
Oh, okay. And where is he now?
I don't know.
That's very responsible of you.
Well, I'm not his babysitter. He can do what he wants as a grown-up man.
Kalik, in the morning, if we were to follow these tracks in the daylight, what would we find?
I don't know. As I said, I've stopped following after a while.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we light torches and continue after Demsir?
Well,
Boris.
I mean, he is a grown man. He can come back to the camp on his own.
Grown men die all the time.
That is true.
I feel as a member of our party, we should go after him.
Boris says, I feel you should let me sleep.
He may be under some sort of trance, magical influence.
Or just, lost in the marsh.
We should not abandon him. The sooner we leave, the sooner we may catch him.
Right.
Well, if you're all leaving, then I'll go. I'm not staying here alone.
Boris grumbles and wakes up the other mercenaries.
Sir Boris, a member of our party has wandered off into the swamp.
What do I look like, a nanny?
No, but as a member of this expedition, I feel you should be informed.
Oh, aye. We'll stand watch at the camp. You can go ahead and find your friend.
Thank you, Sir Boris.
Alright, and y'all head down south for about an hour. Until the tracks stop. You notice, Bree, that his tracks have gone to a point, and then there's a bunch of other, like, two-toed feet that's surrounded, probably where Damsir was. But the only thing you can find in the mud is a single mask.
How close do we follow the second set of tracks, or do we lose them? The clawed ones.
They actually disappear
Okay.
around where the mask is.
Can I roll for? Can I make a nature check to see if I have an idea what these tracks can be?
Sure thing.
Eee, la 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 la.
It's not natural. Everybody can roll also perception. Yeah, sure. So Marius, Bree. Yeah, Marius and Bree. You two notice that aside from the mask that's like in the middle of the path or whatever, drier patch of soil, all of Damsir's gear has been dispatched and thrown into the water. Damsir himself is nowhere to be seen.
I'm torn between oh no and what did he have?
This is quite peculiar.
Sorry, do I have to list my inventory?
Yes, can you please tell us what has fallen into the water?
Okay, sorry, my dad was speaking to me. So everything, or do some stuff get loose in the water?
No, everything you had.
Okay. An axe, light crossbow, my backpack with the bedroll.
Yeah, the explorer's pack and all that. That's
yeah. Torch, 10 ration if they're still good. With skin and rope. I had a chest that I leave at the tavern.
That you let. Okay.
What
was in it?
Nothing.
Okay, it's just like an empty chest you got when you made your character.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Crowbar, armor, wooden stake, holy water, flask of oil, the shield, 17 crossbow for you, Kalek, one log that open with blood, and 3 camping shell.
I know he had bolts. I'm looking for his bolts.
Yeah, you find them.
Cool.
17 bolts, and you also find the mask that Damsir kept wearing.
I'm gonna take the mask.
Okay. Can all 4 of you make a religion check?
I might actually be good at this.
What the hell, Bree?
I don't know.
Bree, Kalek, and Marius. You've met and you've heard of the Jamala in your travels, in your life. And you know that a Jamala that dies, their spirit is whisked into the mask. If the mask is brought back to the Dreamlands, Damsir will eventually reincarnate.
Oh boy.
But until then, there's one less Jamala in the world. Damsir is dead. You know that.
Oh no.
Kaka, you are oblivious to this, but everybody seems to get a sudden realization that something went very, very wrong. It doesn't take you much longer to realize what happened.
It's very interesting to wander off by oneself into the swamp. I wonder what compelled him. These small tracks in the mud could be anything.
Well, he's gone now. So we'll need to find a way to send that mask into the dreamland. Perfect.
how does one do that?
I'm no expert. I'm not the one with
Wow.
the answer one to that.
Can ask that buff guy, shaman or something at Bowak village. Maybe he knows something.
Maybe, yes.
I guess we go back to camp.
All right. You go back to camp, and on the next day, since you guys cannot even get lost or anything, Jesus. You get to the Bowak camp, which, we might retcon a thing for ease of play. Uriel was at the Bowak camp last time. Like, you were in the group last week.
Yeah.
So we could say that Uriel never came back and he waited for people there.
I'm fine with that.
Which would be like easier if everybody's okay with it. Like, it would be easier for Matt to keep playing
Yes, of
with a
course.
different character.
Of course.
So
Totally okay with it.
I'm
Alright.
okay with it.
I'm gonna be playing my friend character, but I have to level up to do.
Uriel leveled up?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait. Uriel leveled up?
What?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Jesus, it's been a while. I forgot. Uriel, you're level 3. Well then, let's just take a quick break. Since it's nearing 9:30 anyway. We'll do your level up during the break.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll come right back to this weird episode where I can actually roll crits on a player and they can't get the fuck back up afterwards.
You got lucky, Simon. You got lucky.
This is all your karma biting you guys in the butt. Alright, we'll see you guys in a few minutes. Wrong thing. Alright. 2, 1. We should be unmuted. Hello, everyone. We're back.
Yes.
I forgot to change Damsir's name. It's cool. There you go.
From Damsir to Dead Guy?
No, to the new character. So you guys reach the Bowak camp after another day of traveling. A bit... The atmosphere, the ambience is a bit more somber. The sudden realization of life is fleeting. Yeah, life is fleeting. I'm just gonna say that. Cherish every moment. Live in the present. Don't split the party at night. So,
In a swamp.
in a swamp. After hearing voices.
He'll reincarnate anyway.
Well,
There you go.
you guys get to the Bowak village, and you're greeted by our same... Well, you're... At least Kalik and Kaka, you recognize Uriel from last time. And you also see... what's his face? It's not Raincaller, it's the other guy. What was his name again?
I'd tell you if I had my notes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have it. I know one of you guys posted it in chat. I don't know where my notes are for the Bowak camp, but it seems that they don't exist anymore.
Which one do you want? The Eagle Talon? Or
Yeah, the Eagle Talon one.
Kui.
Kui, thank you. Kui. Yep, you are welcomed by Uriel and also Kui.
So,
We in Uriel, we have brought help to help the plight of the Bowak.
well, that's good news. So, do we go talk to the Minotaur, or do we just try to get the totem back with the new guy that you have?
One-Eyed Max advised me strongly against talking to the Minotaur. While I don't think it is out of the question, I feel we should heed his advice for now.
All right.
Finding out what happened to them is still deeply embedded in my mind.
Yeah, well, Kaka, yeah, I'm a wise man, so wise word. So I'm gonna follow what you say, but taking back that totem with all the goblins is going to be hard.
I certainly agree, which is why we have brought with us this small mercenary company, Boris in the Feet of the Wolf.
Aye, we should have really thought about our names, but that was way back when we were idiots. Hi, I'm Boris, and he extends a hand.
I shake it. Please, my name is Uriel. I don't think I have introduced myself.
Yeah, you look like one of them, mercenary from the north. You from Isengrim by any chance?
I know I've traveled quite around.
Aye.
Might have been done, a few years ago. Might be when we saw each other on the street or something.
Well, any folk from the north is a good folk for me. I'll be glad to fight by your side. Uriel. Or Uriel.
Same.
Or whatever your name sounds like.
Same for me, Boris.
Yeah, it's Boris.
All right, Boris.
Hi.
Hi.
Kui, might we speak with Raincaller for a moment?
Why, absolutely. This way, please. And he points to the same big house, long house that you guys have been into, I think. Because you went to talk to Raincaller at least once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have to say, since they got into the village, Bree is fangirling a bit about being around so many Bowaks.
That's true. That's true.
It's did you know describe the village for again, Simon? Or...
Yeah, sure. Because I forgot that Bree wasn't there the first time, and so wasn't Marius. So it's this village built in a clearing in the woods. It looks a lot like an Iroquois village, with long houses. There's no palisade around, and so you have this one big communal hut where the Bowak, the local Bowaks, will eat, share, and whatnot. There's one slightly more ornate hut that belongs to the chief of the tribe, Siri, a female eagle talon. There's another tall, almost teepee-like structure, but made with the same wooden leaves material as the rest of the village, where the local shaman Raincaller lives. There's a few other huts here and there, one for the warriors and others where families will sleep and whatnot. There's a small field that they tend to, a small like garden-like section of the village, but otherwise they live through hunting, and it is also wide. And I think I didn't describe this earlier, but there's as you come into the village, there are like these rows of what are they called? The things on which you like would hang hides to stretch them and tan them, like tanning racks. That's what I'm looking for. So there's like quite a few of them. That's what it is. So you're fangirling, and some of them take offense to that, but a lot of them are actually very, very interested in showing you around. And if you want, while Kaka is with Raincaller, Kui, which is what he did last time, can show you around the village.
Yes, I accept. Absolutely.
All right. What about Marius, Calic, and Uriel?
I'm gonna complain on how badly prepared this camp is against an assault from goblins, and they should have expected it out loud.
Okay. A lot of the warriors take offense to that.
Yep.
And one of them comes up to you and says, "What would you have us do, human?"
Well, you cut some wood and you make a wall. This
Why?
way the
We can
goblins-
fly.
Yeah, the goblins also can walk in your camp while you sleep.
And it sorts of shock them that like your thing is super logical, and like the one thing that cost them their totem was, you know, they didn't think about that. He puffs his chest and is like, "Well, we'll see how you fare against the goblins." And he just leaves and kicks a rock as he's leaving, because apparently Bowaks tend to kick rocks when they're angry or contrariated.
Well, as for me, I'm just gonna stick around and try to translate to any party members, someone try to talk to them in Bokri. But if someone is ending inside the meeting with Kaka and the salmon, I'm gonna follow to the meeting.
All right. Well, remember that Raincaller speaks only Bokri.
Yeah, that's why if someone else follow him, I'm gonna go to translate.
All right. Well, I know that. I mean, you don't need to translate for Kaka there.
Yeah. You know, except Kaka.
Does anybody else follow?
No, I'm gonna take a look at the place where the totem was,
All right. Sure.
and I want to try to find any traces of where it could have been. I mean, where did the goblin take it? That thing is heavy, right? So there
Simon,
must be some steps in the mud or something.
I have a question. Since my character was there for 1 week, could I have tried to do those spot check?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Last time you did while you were there, and you guys tried to like check around, see where they could have taken the totem and everything. But I think Calic wasn't with you when that happened. Like, he was in the village. I just don't remember if he was part of the people that did follow, but you can let him know right away that without needing to make a roll during the week you were there, that they've dragged the totem away from the village. And as soon as they hit the base of the mountain, all tracks of the totem disappear.
So give the information to collect. Yeah, don't waste your time. We already know where the totem went. We just waited for more people before going to get it back.
Okay. Well, what I'm gonna do here? Nothing to do here. They don't have anything to steal.
There's a Bowak that's like walking behind you, goes like, what?
Well, you live from the nature. You don't need material things.
No, we don't. That is true. I have my eye on you, scaly one.
Good.
And that Bowak leaves. Meanwhile, inside Raincaller's tent. You wanted to see me, Kaka.
One of our party members wandered off into the swamp. He was a
What was your class, Damsir?
I was a Gemini.
Gemma?
Gemla was the race, class was Animancer.
Which part of that makes him go into the mask?
The Jamila. It's the species that do that.
Okay.
He was a Gemala. Are you familiar in any way of this?
He says, rolling a d20. A bit.
The rumor from my party members is that if we can return this to the spirit realm, he will reincarnate. Do you have any idea of how to do this?
One thing right now, just before I reply, I did hear that like wind thing again. Can you all unmute mute yourselves, all of you? And then we'll just go one at a time, just because it's driving me crazy and I couldn't hear Quentin. So, Matthew, can you unmute yourself? It's coming from your place. Can you mute yourself again? I mean, we can't hear it anymore. Can you guys hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it.
All right. Well, we know it's Matthew's thing, so he's gonna. If you can look at like what it is, maybe it's because you're using two mics at the same time.
That's probably if his webcam is picking up something. They're usually pretty sensitive to everything.
Yeah.
Do you still hear it?
Yep. It's in the background. It seems like there's a fan or something.
You have AC or fan.
Well, anyway, at worst, if you can't find anything, just mute yourself when you're not talking, and then it's just gonna go easier. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, he says, from what I know of the Jamala, they are pretty closely linked to the spirit realm. The Dreamlands, it is called. I know of other animancers. People that have closer ties to the Dreamlands than I. I speak to the spirits that are on this side. They sometimes visit that place the DM's pinging on the map. The Circle of Standing Stones to the west. I don't know if you guys see it.
I see it. I see it.
All right. And he says they might be able to help you more than I. I do not know of any ways to go into the Dreamlands.
Thank you for your time, Raincaller. I have brought with me some friends to help us reclaim your spirit totem.
Ooh. Please. Let us meet them. I will go fetch Siri. And he...
see myself out, yeah.
All right. Yeah, well, he walks out with you and goes to get Siri, calls all the warriors, and all 9 of you, and Siri and himself inspect the troops, as it were. You haven't met Siri, even you, Uriel, in the week you've spent. You think you've spied her once walking about the village, but you're not sure. She's not very tall, but she's this. So eagle talons, remember, they look like American bald eagles, but their feathers are gray instead of like white and brown. And she has like dyed feathers on her face, which marks her as someone of a certain importance. She does have a broken wing, and she walks with a small limp, and she holds herself up on, instead of a staff or a walking stick or anything, a greatsword. And she says, as she's meeting all of you, that she is honored to be in your presence and would grant upon you the blessing of our totem spirit if it was still here. And she looks longingly at where the totem pole used to be and says, my warriors will gladly come with you. I cannot spare them all, but I will spare what I can. And she starts naming a bunch of Bokri names in Bokri, of course, Bowak names in Bokri. So it sounds like
I understand Bokri. It's like Chewbacca.
The DM doesn't give a shit. It's random
I know,
names.
But I want to...
It's like Bowak number 1, Bowak number 2, Bowak number 3.
I just felt like it.
Oh yeah, like you're like, oh my god, I can hear Bokri.
Yes.
You're like squealing silently. There are 12 Bowaks that can come with you. Plus your 4 mercenaries. Plus all 5 of you. So if each and every one of you, and NPCs included, kill 5 goblins, technically you're good. It's 5 against 1. She instructs the soldiers to go arm themselves for war. Tonight, you guys are to feast. For tomorrow, you will become heroes, either dead or alive.
God, I wish Kirk was here.
And we even get there in one day.
Oh, no, but I mean, like, by the time you leave, everybody will be like, yay, they're heroes, and if you die, you'll have died as heroes. If you come back as heroes. Well, maybe not.
Except Damsey.
Except Damsey.
Yeah.
Not the 5 of you. You guys aren't Bowaks. Well, Kaka, yes. But, like, the 4 non-Bowaki of you, y'all aren't heroes. You're honorary heroes.
Aww.
So
Should have been a Bowak.
So
I've never been called a hero before.
Tonight, you guys feast with them, swap stories. Raincaller tells a story in Bowak that he heard in passing from one of the Bowak animancers that has traveled here in days long past. The story was handed down to Raincaller from his father, who got it from his mother, who met that Bowak animancer. This was so long ago, I can hear an echo. Echo. What the hell?
We are also experiencing the echo.
Everybody is, isn't it?
Hearing anything?
Hello?
Hello. Hello.
Well, don't do it on purpose. I'm gonna mute myself for a second, see if that's what happens. Someone talk.
Hi guys. There's an echo.
Hi.
Echo.
Echo.
Someone talk.
7. Hi guys. There's an echo.
Okay, one of you has their Twitch tab open, because the echo has a delay. So either mute the tab, or do something.
My
Okay.
Twitch is muted since the beginning.
All right. Nope, there's still.
I only have the chat window on a separate screen. I don't have the rest of
All right,
it.
so here's what we're gonna do. Let's just take a quick break. We'll be right back. We'll just fix that because it's also driving me crazy now that I can hear it.
That's okay.
Do I still make wind sound?
Yes.
I'm sorry. It is. No stream has gone perfectly. God dang it. So, we're back. Sorry about that. We fixed a few things. There are so many other things going on. And yet we didn't have issues at the start. So I don't know what computers are doing. What was I going to say? Swapping stories from father from mother before, and they're telling the stories of and this is why I'm going to talk to you guys about it a bit, because it actually has something to do with the Dreamlands, and that's why it piques your interest, as Uriel is doing his best, or Bree, to translate it to you. But it talks of a heroic Bowak princess called Nat, who went to the Dreamlands with other heroes to fight against the great spirit that threatened all of the land and threatened to shroud it into darkness. Basically, the story goes that they fought a demon, some sort of great dangerous spirit that could never die, and kept reappearing, reforming itself as a giant snake made out of darkness, and that they've heroically fought and killed that thing, and not carried around the head of that spirit as like some sort of trophy. And yeah, so the story goes that she then goes on to invent alcohol, bourbon, more precisely, and other such feats that most of you non-Bowaks are like, okay, no, that's just bullshit. But everybody
100% believable.
Yeah, everybody
100% true.
everybody who's not from the region like knows. Even Kaka, you know, you're like, no, wait, I've seen bourbon before. Like, it's not a Bowak invention. But the Bowak here are, you know, they've never traveled very far away from these lands. So they get their stories from whoever's traveling. And they seem to think that this Nat is very important and not at all a drunkard and a psychopath. But That's what it is. So.
She sounds beautiful.
I don't remember. Well, I don't remember what Nat looked like, but Nat used to be Kath's other character.
And she was a peregrine.
Peregrine, yeah, a peregrine. But in this story, she was an eagle talon.
Okay.
So anyway, it's kind of interesting because they mentioned one thing that y'all sort of pick up on. There are apparently tears in the world that lead straight to the Dreamlands. And that's how Nat was able to go into the Dreamland to fight the darkness snake or whatever. There are places, let's call them places of power or places of importance that are connected to the Dreamlands. And if you go there, you can easily cross into the Dreamlands and out again. The thing is apparently the Dreamlands are strange and distance and time is distorted. And as they're talking and telling the story and everything, can all of you make a wisdom check, please?
Come on, Kaka. Oh, I'm not very wise.
Uriel and Bree. They're telling that story and then you realize, wait, that could be how they brought the totem with them. That the goblins crossed the mountains so quickly, struck out in the night, and disappeared. They might have found a way to go through the Dreamlands. And as such, maybe that the totem isn't in the goblin caves or whatever, but lost somewhere in the Dreamlands around this region.
It's Siri, right? That's talking to you and telling us that?
No, it's actually like a raincaller.
Okay, so I asked Raincaller, pretty much what you just told me. Have you ever thought that maybe the goblin went in the Dreamland with the totem and it might still be there?
A raincaller turns to you and says, "Bucker!" Because they only speak and understand Buckery. So they said in Buckery, what? Me no hablo human.
What my friend was trying to say is that your story sounds like the goblins may have found a portal to the Dreamlands in the mountains. That the totem may be there.
The spirit once said that the mountain is hollow. We only assumed that it was because it was filled with caves or some such.
I believe the translation could be taken both ways.
Huh. You are very wise, Kaka. You should stay and become my apprentice. You would make a fine shaman.
Maybe in time. I have work to do.
Aye. So, party, feasting. You guys, for the entirety of the next day, have 5 temporary hit points and are immune to fear.
Nice.
I was always immune to fear, Simon.
Wrong character. But I mean, Calic immune to fear is sort of a thing you don't hear too often. So, at dawn on the next day, you are being awoken by 12 armed Bowaks with their bone and wooden armor. Some of them actually have like actual studded leather armor. They all have their spears, a handful of javelins. 2 of them have longbows. And the 4 mercenaries, Boris and his company, have already woken up and they're sparring and making sure their weapons and armors are in good condition. As usual, you guys have woken late.
Before we depart, I look at Bree and I realize that, she's using a bow and that. And since I don't have my longbow with me, I look at her and I ask, do you need arrow? I have some in my stock.
Oh, that would be nice, because I only have a limited amount.
The Bowak also do trade items as well.
Oh my god, I want Bowak arrows.
All right.
They can trade, or they're not fond of selling. So what would you trade for a handful? So 20 Bowak arrows.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Ew. Wait, what would they want?
What do you have?
Think
No.
think like practical stuff, right? Because they don't like have to use like a lot of money and
I
stuff.
have a hunting trap.
That'd
Yep,
be
hunting trap against the 20 arrows. That's good. Their hunters will make use of it.
Right?
Yep.
I can find food in other ways.
Oh, I mean, when you were hunting and everything, you weren't using your hunting trap. That's like a bear trap. It's a single bear trap.
Okay,
There's-
I'm gonna create a separate resource for my Bowak arrows.
All right. They act just like normal arrows, but every time you miss and break one, you're going to cry a bit.
Okay.
Are they made with Bowak feathers?
Yeah, because they have actual feathers, so why would they take anybody else? So there's like a bit of the Fletcher's like DNA in each arrow. But the bone is not steel, it's flint. It does the same thing anyway, like mechanically, but there's not a single piece of it is made of steel.
It's all about that flavor.
Yeah. It's all about that not knowing how to smith steel. So
Should we look for a portal in the mountains or go straight for the goblins?
Well, we can
I
look for
wonder
the
if-
portal. Yeah, it's the back.
I wonder if goblins are smart enough to know what they may have found or know how to utilize it.
No, they're not.
Well, someone led them here because I don't think goblins can just enter a village, steal a totem, and nothing else, and escape. No, they're getting their orders from someone.
Simon, do we know if goblins like generally speak common or not?
yeah, most of them speak. So like, let's say it that way. A learned goblin would speak broken common, because they're not like primitive. They are evil in the sense that their society thrives on like survival of the fittest at any cost, not caring about boundaries, emotions, possessions, or whatnot. As long as you can beat somebody else, you're better than that other person.
Sounds like Calic.
Yeah, well, Celtic civilization is pretty much like that too. The difference is some goblins do have like limited contacts with the outside world. They're very xenophobic, and they believe that goblinoids are a higher life form than anybody else. That being said, they're let's call them like their equivalent of like a shaman or a medicine person, or like their spiritual guides. They for sure speak more than just goblins. Now, if you look at like the regular goblins, maybe like their captains, like the equivalent of a knight in like European society, would probably be most likely would speak common as well. But like your rabble goblin that just follows orders, or like the goblin lumberjacks from the like couple of games ago, they probably didn't speak a word of common.
Well, I speak goblin.
It may be worth trying to capture a goblin and interrogating it to see what it knows about the totem and its whereabouts.
Yeah, that's a good plan. Since we don't know anything about it and the goblin can use it, I think that's the best plan for now. Let's get more information on how all of this is happening.
Yeah, the last time we just rushed in and through the front door didn't end that well, I remember.
Let's get some more information before we just walk into a trap. Yeah, I agree. We should She capture one.
I turn to. Is there like one of the eagle talents that has a name that I can address, or?
Like among the warriors?
Yeah, the ones that are coming with us.
Qui's with you.
Qui, would you lead the way for us closer to the goblins' territory?
He looks at the other or something. There might be insulting you. But otherwise, yeah. So we don't often have Jorowax with us, but we can go around the mountain for sure.
Would you mind leading the way?
Absolutely not. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let me just check. Since you're with them, you can go at a fast pace through the forest, which means it's 3 hexes a day. Cool. 1. I'm just gonna put you guys here for a second.
Can I do a survival check for each X, even though we're doing fast pace for food, or since we're doing fast pace?
No, in this case, because you guys are actually you're following Qui and his warriors. You're not stopping to get food.
Okay.
So it's just we march. We're just not gonna march to the point of exhaustion, but it's like from time to time, some of the Bowaks come back with like fruits or nuts and stuff like that. Like never any meat, because it would mean you'd have to stop, make a fire, blah blah blah, cook it, skin it, etc., etc. So they're trying to save time as much as possible. And that's when you guys either gain probably a new respect for Bowaki culture, or find them increasingly hippie-like. But they tend to like kill only as needed, the minimum possible. But god damn, do they have a lot of endurance. Even walking, they just almost never stop. Whereas from time to time, even though you guys have walked a lot, you're like, okay, can we just like sit down for a second? And their warriors almost like scoff you off. They seem to be used to the idea of walking for days on end. So 1, 2, 3, that's 1 day. 1, 2, 3, that's 2 days. And oh my god, what's going on? We're switching map for the first time in the whole game. My. Hey, can you all see the caravan?
Yes, a lot of green.
There is a lot of plains that you guys haven't explored at all.
Wow.
Welcome to a part of the map called the Endless Plains.
Kaka, fly up and discover everything.
Kaka, do like last time and explore the whole map. The thing is the plains go on for miles all around you. It's just grassland. Grass that's almost as tall as a human's waist, maybe even chest from time to time. There are slow rolling hills here and there. Field stones mark, like dot the landscape. Sometimes small copses of trees, but there's no big forest like you can find north of the trading post. It's calming in a way, to see, like, you know, how like the infinite expanse of just grass. Though you guys all know that, you know, you're about to go fight some goblins, but still, there's a sort of peace and quietness to the place. 1, 2, 3, shabam. Look at this. So, you're a few miles out. The Bowaks, of course, they keep flying up, coming back down, flying up, coming back down to scout the area. And at some point, the warriors come down. They speak to Qui, and Qui relays the message saying, "We have found their lair. They moved it since last time. They seem to be working very, very fast. Our scouts report numerous patrols on the mountain slope. We have no sign of our totem. out of game, you guys, it's your move. Even though the Bowaks would like to go, they'll respect whatever decision you make, whatever plan you make.
Are they patrolling around their camp?
Only the mountain slopes. So they're not going, like, hex-wise, they're not leaving whatever hexes the mountain's covering.
While scouting the camp, did you see anything, any portal or something of any magical kind?
Nope. They don't even know what the tears are supposed to look like. But if you're talking about like a stereotypical portal, like the dark portal in Warcraft with like a threshold or something around it, or no, there's none of that. There's none of that.
They're not encamped around a Stargate?
No, they're not camping around a Stargate.
Maybe we should try to ambush one of the patrols in the mountains. Take a survivor.
Yeah, we could do that.
All right.
I think we wish to ambush a patrol in the mountains and take a survivor, if we can, a leader who may be more fluent in common.
That is possible. How would you plan to do this? There's not a lot of room to hide. We could strike from the skies if the skies were covered. Goblins are very sneaky as well. We'd probably be on equal footing in that regards, but they do not take well to sunlight.
Out of game, could the Eagle Talons pick the PCs up and carry them in the air, then like fly down with them, or?
Yes, they could. It's sort of demeaning, but depending on what your plan is, they could do it.
Is it cloudy? Like, could we like possibly like fly up into the sky and then drop down upon them?
It is not cloudy. It is actually very sunny. So you could potentially use the so we're in the afternoon. So you could use the afternoon sun, position yourself so that you're coming from the west, and use, the fact that the light would probably be blinding to the goblins to swoop down and attack them. It would need to be done very fast because the patrols are, like I said, they're on the mountain slopes, on the slope of the mountain. Some of them are far away from camp, but if you want to find someone important, they're probably not the farthest patrol away. So it would need to be done quickly.
Bree, you said you spoke Goblin, right?
Yes.
If you and your warriors were to lift up our party and ascend down on the goblin patrol, particularly flying in the sunlight, we may be able to catch them unawares.
Kui says, roll persuasion.
Interesting, Kui.
And he hands you a d20.
Persuasion. Whew. Yeah, I don't like that idea.
Kui looks at everybody and says, we could lift the woman and the tiefling. Human tiefling. Guy. You're human. Right?
No, I'm a tiefling.
You look like a tiefling, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, the tiefling and the woman, we are not touching the stinky Jurawak or the racist.
That's okay. I don't want to be transported by a bird. No offense.
Who's the racist?
You have insulted our culture, Marius of Atmore.
Oh, yeah.
It is considered a great honor to be carried by a Bowak.
Make a deception check.
I just pulled that out of nowhere.
Deception.
He turns to Marius, obviously angry, and says, "Is that true?"
I have no idea what he's talking about. I'll walk. I'll make a distraction with Kalik hiding somewhere.
All right, it's settled then. We're carrying Bree and Uriel. Kaka, you can fly on your own wings.
Of course.
All right, here's how we're gonna play it out. I want all of you to roll a... no, sorry. I want one of you to roll stealth. Choose which person.
I'll do it.
I have a 3 in stealth. I don't know.
I have a 5.
I have a 7.
Oh, okay.
Says the rogue.
Yeah. Maybe Kalik
Alright,
should roll it.
So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do it this way. I'll need one stealth check as you approach. One survival check for the ambush. One attack roll, either melee or range. And then one athletics roll. The same person cannot roll more than once. So if Kalik does the stealth, who's doing survival to set up the ambush?
I think Bree, what's your opponent bonus to attack?
Yeah, my longbow, I have a +7.
If you attune but stay in the mountain for 1 hour, you get a bonus.
No, not to
something?
attacks.
Oh, okay. I don't play rangers.
No, but I think, like, the +7 on my attack with my longbow is probably better than the +3 I have on survival.
Yeah. Uriel, are you good at survival at all?
I have 3 in survival.
Same as me, so.
All right, that's better than. And then you said you need an athletics roll.
Yeah, as you make your escape.
I'll do the athletic.
Yeah, Marius is probably proficient.
Perfect, because I am bad at all those guys.
All right, so we have Kalik goes first. Then who does survival?
Me.
Oh, survival is survival. Okay.
Oh,
So
sorry.
it's okay. So survival
I almost
is
had
Uriel.
it.
All right, Kalik, roll your stealth check.
For real?
All right,
Oh,
That's still an
Uriel.
8.
Uriel, roll for survival. All right, Bree, roll your attack roll. Marius, roll athletics.
I kind of don't want to, but okay, I'm good.
All right, so the ambush goes sideways. As you approach, using the sun for cover, clouds begin to move in front of the sun. You are now specks of darkness on a cloudy backdrop. The goblins, you're pretty sure you guys are stealthy. Kalik and Marius are making their way on foot towards
Kicking
the patrol.
rocks.
Kicking rocks and shit. You set up your ambush. The patrol never even goes close to where you are. You're forced to move out in the open, attack the goblins in a long protracted battle. You make your way out with one of them, probably their leader. You're not sure. But in the scuffle, let me pull out something. It's not. Oh no, wait, I have it here. In the scuffle, you all take 15 points of damage.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
she's dead.
We had 5 temporary hit points.
yeah,
wait.
which brings me
No.
at 0.
Yeah, what I meant by the next day is like when you get to that place.
Oh, okay.
All right, you're at 0?
Wait, so we do have a temporary.
Yeah, you have the 5.
Yeah, so I'm 0.
Okay. You can choose to remain at 0 and probably be captured by the goblins. And probably die if you miss your death saves. Or have one of the Bowak take the hit for you and die instead.
Well, I mean, Bowak.
Wow, so much so for fangirling.
Well,
All right.
Heartless.
All right. So we have 1 Bowak down. Countdown remaining 11 Bowaks. You're at 1 hit point.
see, that's why.
The battle was ugly. There were, and I mean, it's I still have to roll for how many of them might have died. Since you failed 3 rolls, I'm going to roll 3d3. And 7 of them.
I don't know. 4 of those were the mercenaries.
No, actually, the mercenaries are the last to go.
Damn it.
So, 8. There's only 4 Bowaks left. Kui and 3 other warriors. Those 3 warriors weren't going with you. That's why they survived. Ow. But you have a angry, furious, bound goblin that's like Brayak, Brayak, Brayak. He has a so his dress is different. Let me check real quick here. You have captured a goblin boss, which means, yeah, he was wearing like a half-rusted chain shirt with a banged-up helmet. He has a weird, like, not fully grown mustache and beard. It looks unkempt. Teeth that have rotten and fallen in most places. His breath is horrible. He has a huge scar that goes across his face that's been stitched back by metal wire. Of course, he doesn't have his weapons with him or anything. But it seems like a goblin higher up in the hierarchy.
Goblin, do you speak the common tongue?
Fuck you! How is that common for you?
Very good. You answered my question.
No!
What do you know about the totem spirit you stole?
Fuck the totem! Our spirit's better than that spirit.
Do you know where the totem is?
Ha! In our spirit's butt?
I don't think that makes sense.
That's because you're stupid. You're a stupid bird. Bird brain.
Kalik, would you please loosen his lips a bit?
Oh, it will be my joy.
Please, don't kill him.
I wonder.
The hell you're supposed to be, ugly face. You stink like
I wonder
shit.
how you taste. You don't need all of your fingers, right?
I need at least 2 of them.
I'll take my dagger
Mm-hmm.
and I'll cut one of his fingers.
He's like, I'm bleeding. You're attacking a defenseless goblin. You piece of filth.
Where's the totem?
I spit at my screen, guys. Not a good idea. Roll intimidation with with advantage. Told ya! In the butt! Y'all as dense as the bird!
I cut another finger.
Ah, fuck!
We can do this all day.
Now you can do this 8 more times.
And there are your toes as well.
Roll for intimidation, but without advantage. Because it's not as creative.
I am quite a skilled healer, Goblin. We could keep this up for some time.
Ural?
Yeah, out of character, I was just wondering, didn't the tiefling have something like, they can charm people because of their charisma, something like that?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't seem to find it on my character sheet, so I'm wondering if maybe I forgot to put it
You
down.
probably forgot to put it down.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you here. Infernal Legacy. So, are you 3rd level?
Yes, I am.
So you can cast Charm Person as a 2nd level spell.
Oh, okay, it's in...
But there it is.
Before
You know the
sword.
Friends cantrip, and you can cast Charm Person.
So can I charm the goblin?
The goblin's gonna roll a saving throw, right? So it's a Wisdom saving. Oh God. But because you're torturing him actively, he has advantage on it.
Okay.
Oh wow. Well, I'll take the 4. So after Kalik has eaten the 2nd finger, you come up to the goblin. What'd you say?
Yeah. I say, no, my friend, we don't need to keep cutting your finger. My friend the Bowak is going to heal you up. You're gonna have your finger back. Just please tell us, what is the totem of the bird brain, as you call them? You know, it's something special for them.
Aye. You understand me, right?
Yeah.
How about you and me kill the bird brain and the other guy for stealing my fingers? And then I can show you where the totem is. In the butt. I'm not lying, it's in the butt. That's where we put it.
What do you mean in the butt? Is it like somewhere in the mountain? Is your spirit the mountain? Because you said it was in the butt of your spirit.
Yeah. The mountain, it speaks to us. It speaks to our chief in his mind, in his dream. And the spirit of the mountain hates the bird spirit. I don't know why, I don't give a shit. We were sent to steal it. Oh, and the mountain gave us the best way. It swallowed us. From its butt to its mouth. It puked us out into the Bowak village. And we stole the totem and made our way back through its mouth and out of its butt, and we left the totem there.
Can I make a nature check to like try and
Ascertain if a mountain has a butthole? Yeah, sure.
No, but like what structure of a mountain or the terrain around could he refer to?
Sure. Make a nature check.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Mountains have a butt and apparently a digestive tract.
Nice.
You should have stayed in school.
Yeah.
Okay,
but I liked Bowak too much.
But you said that you came in the butt and came out of the mouth. Does that
You
mean
said
the
came in the butt.
So does that mean the butt is where the Bowak are living?
Oh no, they're living near the head. Them stupid bird brains. They don't understand. You don't live in the... They're gonna get eaten one day when our spirit's strong enough by feeding on other weaker spirits, like theirs.
Alright. You know, your proposition was quite appealing. The only thing though is that I cannot kill the bird brain. Can you at least maybe just tell me where it is? Is it near your camp that's the bus situated? Or...
Fuck it. You kill one of those two, and I'm gonna tell you.
I look at the group, you know, just wondering if they're going
He said
to...
he said everything in common, so...
Yeah. So, can... Okay. You know what? I think I'm gonna try to do that. And I get up, and I go toward the group, and I whisper to them, can we try to fake the death of one of the bird there?
He wanted either Kaka or Kalik killed.
Okay, Kalik.
Yeah.
Kalik, are you good to be dead?
I don't know. Not good at playing that.
Okay. Are you, Kaka? You know, we'll do one of those, you know, strange act where I get my sword and just put it under your arm and you just go dying.
I don't think that will work.
Does anybody have magic in the party? Like
You?
You.
So it would be like either a perform or a deception check.
Oh, no. I was going to actually take my dagger and put me down and then have somebody bring me back.
Oh, you want to do it for real?
Mm-hmm.
For realsies.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can do this.
Yeah, but I have to be the one that here. You know. So, do you kill yourself? Do we do a performance?
Pretty sure he asked you to kill him, so
All right.
do a performance.
Who do you choose as your target?
I am not that good at performance. I have a 1.
Okay, here's something. I am already very, very weak.
He doesn't care about you.
No, but I mean, oh right, it's either one of them to. I was gonna say I'm weak. I'm easy to kill.
Yes, but
Well, guys, I have a healing potion.
Yeah. By the way, we're all whispering just to be sure the goblin.
yeah, no, the goblin's over
Yeah.
there and he's like yelling like, "What's taking so long?"
Well, we're gonna have to kill someone we care about, so we're just, trying to calm him down. As I say that, I take my sword.
Garings
and
for pansies.
And I stab Kaka.
All right, roll for performance.
Do I have to roll it, or can Kaka roll it?
No, you roll it. Well, no, Kaka rolls it because Kaka needs to pretend he's dead.
Whew. Wish me luck, guys. And performance.
Not bad.
Yeah.
So you fake stab him in the most theatrical first grade stage play way possible.
Oh no, I have thus been stabbed by my friend.
And the goblin like tries to clap his hands, bleeding hands, saying, "Ow, ow, 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 ow." Ah, you're good. You're good. You're good. Maybe too good. How do I know this is not a trick?
Well,
Yeah, I know. It sounds like a real death scream. All right. You have to look in the butt of our spirit. That's where the totem is. Do you want to know where the butt is?
yes, please.
All right. It's in our camp. There's a place in our camp we call the butt. It's like a tunnel.
Is there any markings, something that make it look like a butt, like a tunnel?
Yeah, it's a tunnel. It's at the far end of the camp. It's beyond the palisade, down the steps, into the darkness. Good luck getting there, though. We're all watching.
How many of you are watching?
Shut the fuck up! You're next in the list.
Can I kill this guy?
You know what, my
You
goblin
can't.
friend? That
You!
that helped a lot. Go ahead, Kadek.
No, human, protect me! You're a. I'm dying better than the bird brain.
I don't believe that.
Kelly gets back up after a few seconds.
Kaka?
Kelly, Kaka.
What an interesting fellow.
Was an interesting fellow.
How many goblins, Kui, did you see in the village when we were scouting?
Or I don't know if they saw any, Simon. You can tell me.
Many, but not all of them were warriors. We might be able to, with some diversion, sneak our way into the camp and go into this tunnel this filthy creature spoke of.
Boris, you want to got this version?
Boris says, kind of diversion you're looking for? One where we kill goblins?
Yes, we would need you and your company to cause a distraction, killing the goblins or getting their attention, whilst we sneak into this butt.
Alright. You guys can see the map?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna show you something. So this is a crude map. I mean, it's super well drawn, but like, Kui sort of draws it in the sand or on a piece of parchment if you guys have any paper. So this is what the camp looks like. The only entry point on foot would be here, which is kind of far, right? He doesn't know where, well, kind of far from the rest of the camp. Like, if you look at it, there's sort of like, there seems to be like only one way to get through to each section.
I didn't see the ping. If you ping it.
Oh, lower left corner.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Like, let me just like.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh wow, that didn't work. But anyway, here, I'm gonna draw it in pink. Here. So the tunnel and the stairs, you guys can see it on the map. It's like in the middle, right?
Yeah.
So the stairs go down, into darkness. This is where the goblin told you the entrance was. Probably. Assuming they didn't lie. Now, the Bowak they flew over the camp, like, not many times, but as you guys were scouting around and everything, they say that in the lower right corner where you see all those tents, like, this entire section seems to be where the non-combatants are. The infants, the old, the non-fighting, like the builders and the gatherers and what have you professions that goblins can have. But everything else, it seems to be heavily protected. There's a ton of goblins in not a lot of room. They're cramped in there.
So what you're saying is we can set fire to this place. The warrior will go help the needy bunch of goblins.
Kui says, in your culture, perhaps. You have to think that these are goblins. They might not even care.
It's still worth a try, though.
It's a gamble. And Boris is like, burning women and children? What do you think we are, murderers?
It's goblins. They'll do the same.
Oh, you're right.
I thought you care about the loot. If I tell you that I'm gonna guarantee some loot from you if we go in there, would you just don't mind about us killing women and children?
Hey, Marius had a point. Their women and children are gonna kill me anyway. So, might as well burn everything. Alright, boys. Soak up your torches. Bring all the oil you can. Tonight we're having a bonfire.
Able to like sneak up like to the edge? Because I assume this is like embedded like kind of in the cliffs, right?
So this whole thing is like in between peaks of rocks. So anything that's outside the boundaries of the map is higher than what you're looking at. So yeah, it's like embedded in the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
So someone could easily climb up and then just fling stuff down like a bombard or something.
Mm-hmm.
Out of character, do we wait for the night and take a short rest?
A short rest is just an
Long
hour.
rest.
A long rest.
All right. Okay.
If I may change the plan, I can cast fire from my hands.
The other...
We and I start the fire, and Boris, maybe you accompany Uriel and the others.
Kui looks at you, says, "You do magic?"
Yes. One of the few.
I will not go with a magic user. If we had known what you were capable of, we would have never asked for your help. You are playing with weapons you do not understand, with something that should never be touched. The spirits have warned us against the foul magic of humans and dwarves. You disgrace your tribe, you disgrace your family, you disgrace your clan, Kaka.
Kui, I'm going to interrupt you. What Kaka meant to say that he's very good at throwing torches.
Yeah, make a deception check with disadvantage. Because he doesn't want to listen to reason, or lies, or whatever.
Deception. Oh.
How typical of a Forsaken to come to the defense of those who play against nature. We have lost many good souls on your behalf, Kaka. If your plan works, you are never to come back to our village. If your plan fails, we will leave you to die. We are not going to die on the same battlefield as a filthy heretic.
I understand.
The other Bowaks, by the way, they don't speak common, so they have no idea what just transpired. But they shift uneasily from one foot to the next. Kui's feathers are like all ruffled. And he's flexing his muscles as he's talking to Kaka. They went from like best bud to Judas and Jesus in like 2 seconds. I would frickin' stab you for 30 silver pieces. So, he's still going to go with the plan if you want Kui to come with you.
Mm-hmm.
And that would leave Boris and his company to do what exactly?
It would be Kui and I, and I guess the other few Bowak to fly, set fire, and then Boris and the party, or the rest of the players, make their way to the tunnel.
All right. Are you waiting for nightfall, or not?
We should probably take a long rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, about a long rest.
And I think we'd have better luck in the day, because none of us have dark vision except for Kalik.
I also have dark vision.
And Uriel.
Well, there must be. They must have light in that camp. Approaches, fires.
You
Even
all
if they have
know.
dark vision.
Yeah, you have to remember that's what the Bowak told you, that goblins see in the dark. But there has to be a few torches around, just to make life a bit easier for them. But otherwise, at night, like as you're taking your long rest, you barely notice the flicker of fire coming from their camp. You guys heal up to full. You're not immune to fear anymore. You lose your 5 temporary hit points. If you wanted to, you could wait for dawn to strike. But that would mean like you're taking a 10-hour long rest. Otherwise, you can wait longer if you wanted.
Would I have penalty for sunlight sensitivity if we attack at dawn?
Yep.
Oh.
And so would the goblins.
Oh.
Well, if they do have it.
Maybe it's super cloudy the next day.
Depends on what I roll. As you wake up in the morning, it is not only cloudy, it is pouring rain.
Ugh.
Hmm.
The fire plan goes through the dumpster.
Do we wait another day?
I'm all for attacking in the rain. It's easier to move. All noises are drowned by the sound of the rain.
Yeah.
That is true, but moving such a large party through the camp will be difficult.
And it's probably harder to fly in the rain too.
Unless we sneak up above the mountains where the entrance to the butt cave is, and then we drop down and sneak inside.
That could be an option. It's gonna be easier to sneak with the torrent of water.
Yeah, we can try that.
Alright, so you guys want to fly up. Here's the deal though. Marius and Kalik are gonna have to roll persuade check.
Oh no, I don't want to.
You don't want to be carried?
Oh no, I'm not gonna be carried by her.
Well, all this area is like inside the mountain, right? So we can just drop a rope and scale down.
Yeah, but you'd have to climb the mountain higher than where the camp is. Thing is doing it on foot, it's going to take you so much longer than dropping in, like paratroopers.
Before we take off, can I grab Kelek by the tail and just so that he follow us?
Kalik, somebody grabs your tail.
What?
And we
What are you
take him.
doing?
You're coming with us.
No. You're
Yeah.
not touching me again.
I keep holding.
Do not touch me.
So do we take off now?
The Bowaks can't
Yeah,
carry 2
I'm
people.
taking off.
I'm gonna look at Kaka with begging eyes.
Kaka can't lift a single weapon.
Oh god.
Mm.
Then I'm gonna go to the Bowak and say, can I please, I'm sorry if I said something you took badly.
Still make a persuasion check, but with advantage.
Persuasion.
Yeah,
Oops.
it's fine. You've apologized. You've learned of your mistake. So you will be carried, Bree will be carried, Uriel will be carried. There's one Bowak left and one non-flying individual left. What does Kalik want to do?
I'm sneaking my way there.
Okay. That means that you, unless something happens, if everything goes well, you won't be with them. Because it's going to take you much longer since you're on foot. Because they'll be crossing the distance in like 2 hours. You'll take about 4.
I can live with that.
Okay. You guys take off flying. Make a stealth check, all of you.
You're kidding me. That's what?
Well, sorry, not Kalik, because you're not walking. So
Good.
Uriel's check is cancelled by Bree, but Kaka and Marius, you succeeded. The Bowak fly up, and they swoop down where the butt is. However, nobody gets shot at with arrows or seen or whatever. Fuck this game. You are dropped at the entrance of the butt, behind the gate that's like here. I don't know if you see it. I'm trying to put purple on it.
We're not seeing any of your
Yeah.
pings or writings.
Oh,
Okay,
there's
I see.
a ping.
Oh, sorry. Probably because I'm here. Can you see this?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're behind
Wrong
this.
layer.
You're like here, right? And there are no goblins here. So you can start going down the long flight of stairs. The other Bowaks are going to wait for you here. You go down for about 5-10 minutes. Down, down in the darkness. At some point, you're covered by stone as the tunnel winds about and goes deeper inside the mountain. There are a few torches. Sorry, a few torches that were lit. They're mounted on what seem like weird, twisted totem poles with Bowak skulls. Sometimes even a minotaur skull. And like wax is dripping from the top where they hold like these big candles that function almost like torches. They're all... You guys remember Blair Witch Project? Like, do you remember the like stick figures that they would hang in the trees and all that? It sort of looks like that, but like on the ground along the walls.
Mm-hmm.
And after some time, in the darkness, you reach a cave. Well, not a cave, like an opening. Because the tunnel keeps going farther and farther away. And here it lies, chopped to pieces. A trunk-like, well, a trunk thick, I should say, like as big as a regular tree, not a sequoia or a redwood or anything, but it's chopped up in pieces, turned almost into firewood. The intricate carvings and whatever motifs were painted on it have all been erased or defaced. And you hear a sound coming from the tunnel. Sort of like low grumble. Something's moving towards you.
Is there some place to hide in that room?
It's pretty dark everywhere. You could make a stealth check.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do that.
I'll try to stealth with Damsir.
Uriel.
Oh, sorry, Uriel.
That's an 8. Bree and Marius, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna lift the shield and expect the worst coming from. Be in
Alright.
defensive.
I want to start gathering all the pieces of the totem.
Okay. Unless Marius moves up to you, that would put you between the rest of the group and the sounds that are coming.
Would we know this totem to be irreparable and like this is like the worst desecration? There's no coming back.
It depends on what happened to the spirit that was bound to it. The physical totem has been destroyed. There still might be, like, for sure, the totem itself is unrepairable. Maybe bringing a piece back would help Raincaller to try to appeal to the spirit, if the spirit's still linked to it.
Since I speak anima, if everything goes well, can I try to check if the spirit there before we bring any piece up?
Well, it depends. Right now, you're hiding. There's a
Yeah,
slow rumble.
but I mean, in the future.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can speak to spirits, yeah. There's like a boulder that's rolling in your direction. It's about 5 feet wide. And it rolls and it comes to a stop, which is unnatural for boulders because normally they keep rolling. It comes to a stop. And so does 2 other smaller boulders rolling after it. Come to a stop a few feet before it, between you and the bigger one. And just like armadillos, they pop open. And you notice these 3 vaguely dwarvish faces. They're hunched over beings of stone that would look indistinguishable from their surroundings were they not actually moving. And the big one points to your group, including... it motions to... including Kaka. It doesn't see Uriel. And it starts grumbling something. Uriel, you understand that as anima. Anybody who speaks anima can understand what's going on. And it's asking, what's the meaning of this intrusion? Who are you? You are not bringing any offerings for the great Zaratan.
Can I whisper to Kaka that, since he tried to stealth with me?
Technically, I would assume you guys are not close to one another.
Okay.
Because otherwise, if you see one, you see the other.
All right.
Nobody answers?
I don't speak the language.
Yeah.
Do the creatures seem to have soft spot on them, or is it only rock?
It's made out of a big chunk of rock. Seeing how nobody answers, it repeats, this is your last warning. Leave an offering or be crushed by the great Zaratan. And the tunnel shakes a bit. Loose stones dislodge from the ceiling and rain down on you. Dust, a cloud of dust builds up in the sky. Well, in your area anyway. Kalik, the ground trembles as you're sneaking closer to the camp with Boris and the company.
Okay.
You swear you saw the mountain tilt.
Okay, maybe there's an earthquake.
Do any one of you answer or do anything inside?
Can I try, since I'm the only one that can understand that, can I try to think if I've heard the name that they just mentioned somewhere?
You can make a religion check.
Okay.
Doesn't tell you anything. For all you know, it might be the name of that thing. Or the name of the goblin chief.
All right, well, I get out of my hiding and I say, all right, and I try to translate what they said to Bree and Kika and Marius.
So y'all know that what I said earlier.
Yeah. And I guess I speak to them in Anima any way I can and ask them, what kind of offering are they looking for?
The great Zaratan demands more spirit energy. What
Can you
have
ask
you...
it? Who is the great Zaratan, Uriel?
Asgan,
Yeah.
Zaratan, who is that? It's the first time we've heard of him.
Zaratan, the world eater. It lives all around us. You are inside Zaratan. Leave your offering here, and he points to where the totem was destroyed. Or be crushed by the great Zaratan.
Ask him if the spirit is gone.
And the totem right there, is there still a spirit, or was it eaten by this great Zaratan?
The stone being chucks. It sounds weird because it sounds like cement being poured. So that was a fine meal for Zaratan. It has been quite repassed by what has been brought to him. The goblins were kind for once. Now, and two other boulders roll up from behind you, and they, like armadillos, he says, I smell offerings. Leave it if you wish to leave with your lives.
which offerings are they referring to, Uriel?
Well, beats me. I don't know anything, with spirit inside of it.
So, out of game, some of you might have items that are closely related to the Dreamlands. You can go through your equipment, you can think about it, but the creature seems to have been able to smell it.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're taking from this is that these aren't the mountain spirit, right? They're just like kind of minions.
Yeah. Though they speak in the tongue of spirits.
Mm-hmm. And they said that the wood Bowak spirit was totally eaten?
Yeah, it was eaten.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Uriel, perhaps the best course of action is to leave.
That's a great idea.
Because they don't understand what we're saying.
No, but they don't look to be very patient either.
So I guess I do sign to Marius and Brian, GTFO guys.
Simon, I cast sleep on the two behind us.
All right, you turn around and cast sleep. That's going to be your surprise round, because after that, that's going to be an initiative. Go right ahead. Roll your hit dice.
I don't think. Or 1 sec. I don't think I have any second level spells because I'm a shitty wizard. Spells. Nope. Okay. No second levels. Sleep. Level 1.
All right, you cast sleep, and it doesn't affect any of them.
Oh, what?
Roll for initiative. All right, let me just Kalik, Uriel. So Uriel, you got a 7. Kalik, you're not there anyway right now. They get a. All right, +2. They got a 15. Marius, you got an 11. And Kaka a 15 as well. But Kaka, you're going after them. No, before them. You're going before them. And Bree. Whoops. No. Ah. There we go. All right. Bree, what was your initiative? 11.
Mm-hmm.
What's your dexterity score? Your dexterity score?
16.
15? All right.
11.16.
Oh yeah, you're at 16. But you're still after Marius. So,
Yeah.
Ka, you go first. As the two boulder people from the back start lumbering towards you guys.
How
What
tall
do
is
you
the
do?
cave?
Around 10 feet high.
How tall are the stones?
The two smaller boulders that were like in back of you, they're about like 2.5 feet tall.
I fly over them. I fly, I guess like 50 feet away, and then I'll stop, and then I'll see if the party gets past them. Because I don't want to leave them behind. So I fly to a distance like, well, I guess I don't have dark vision. I don't know. Is there a torch where they're at? Or-
Yeah, like I said, there are like a few like of some of these like totem candle holders
it's
or
like
whatever.
dimly lit.
It's dimly
throughout.
lit everywhere.
Okay. I get you. So I fly 50 feet away, and I just kind of like hover and wait, to see if the rest of them come.
All right. The two others, they throw themselves at the party. I'm going to roll a d4 for the first one. All right, going after 1, 2, 3, Bree. The second one turns around and goes after Kaka. The bigger one charges at Marius.
Hey.
Because I figure you were standing like in the middle of the
Yeah.
way anyway. All right. So the smaller one going at Bree
Yeah.
turns into a boulder and rushes at you like a rock solid Sonic the Hedgehog.
Gosh. Bree only has like 10 hit points. I remember.
Do I hit you on a 21? All right, you take 19 points of damage and you fall prone.
Oh, almost a one shot.
It's almost an instant kill.
Yup. As it rushes and rams into you.
Oh well.
The one that rams into Kaka.
Can
Or
it
Kaka,
hit me?
you're still flying, right? So it
Yeah.
goes, instead of trying to reach you, it keeps rolling past you and pops back up, blocking the exit. Marius, you notice something as the other one's rushing into you. The other two that were flanking him, they've stopped moving. Do I hit you on a 15?
No.
It just rams into your shield, dents it a bit, but you hold your ground against the rushing of that thing. You're good. It's now your turn.
When you see the two small stuff moving, there was two on the side of him and the big.
Yeah, you remember, like, when he first arrived, there were two on each side of him? They've stopped moving. They look like statues of whatever the other creatures are. And the two ones that were in the back are rushing at you.
Okay. So I guess I'll defend myself against big guy. On a 10.
You miss. Your rapier bends and almost breaks on actual stone.
Yes. That's gonna be it.
Bree, make a death save.
We need to run, guys.
Roll a 20.
That is a success. You're ill.
Okay.
How far am I from Bree?
Let's say you're 10 feet away.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna run to Bree.
I can
First,
pick her up, Uriel.
I thought you can pick anything.
I have healing word. I'm a
Okay,
mage.
that's what you mean. Okay, not like pick her up, physically pick her up.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was gonna.
I mean, I want to pick her up physically, not stabilize her. So I'm gonna try to pick her up, and then I'm gonna run back toward Kaka and the exit.
All right. So you run to the exit. Kaka, your turn.
Healing word on Bree as she's being, carried towards me.
Like a potato sack.
Yes.
How much is
And,
that?
Personal.
6 hit points. Wow, you're almost back at max. There's a tremor. Another tremor. Calic, outside.
Wait, can I? I was gonna do a firebolt at the one blocking the door.
Sure, go right ahead. Sorry, I forgot that was a bonus action.
And I'm gonna miss
You
horribly.
miss. Yeah. Calic, outside. You have just noticed the birth of a small mountain. A few yards from you juts out this, like, roundish mound of stone. Comes out of the ground. Pushing away all the, like, earth and grass and whatever. That was the source of the tremor you felt earlier. And you can still feel the ground shake a bit. Inside the tunnel, you hear a loud crash. Like stone falling upon stone. And the rock creature says, "You are trapped inside Zaratan. Your only way out is to give an offering of spirit energy."
I know I have the mask in my bag. of Damsir.
Is it the only item you guys have that could be linked to the...
All I got.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have anything that's innately magical or spirity.
Would be
Unless my-
anything... Oh, on this what?
I was my spell book.
No, that's not from the spirit realms. It would be like something to make matters simple. If it's like divine magic in origin, that could also work. But I think the only thing, let me just look real quick.
I think it's only the mask.
Yeah, I think the mask is the only thing you guys have. That was what I was referring to earlier, because I knew that for sure.
To see if we could avoid it.
But I think that's the only thing.
Oh well.
GURPS gonna raise this place to the ground.
I'm okay, so I'm gonna take the mask out of my bag and give it to them, to whatever.
All right. So as you're being carried away, you take the mask and you like frisbee throw it.
Yeah.
And the little stone creature catches it. As soon as it touches the mask, the other smaller creatures stop moving, like statues. It goes where the totem was. It puts the mask down and turns back to you and says, "Flee, you fools." No, seriously, get out. Zartan needs to eat. He will speak to you after. And there's another tremor. Kalik, the mountain that had just been birthed by the ground, retreats back into the ground.
Wait, what?
Yep. And you see in the distance a flock of Bowak carrying the rest of the party. Boris swears, screw them all, we're not gonna get any loot, seems.
Yeah, let's just not get killed here. Not worth it. We'll get our loot somewhere else.
Well, you're still going to have to pay me.
Sure, we can get an arrangement or something.
I'm sure we can.
As he looks at your cloak.
You hurried out of the tunnel. The Bowak grabbed onto you, and you flew out of the goblin camp. The goblins themselves, as you fly out, you notice them, they're on all four, quivering, and repeating the same nonsense sentence in Goblin, that's like, all praise Zartan, great Zartan, Zartan is angry, we must appease Zartan. And you arrive where you land where Kalik and the mercenaries are. Kui turns to you and says, "Where's the totem?"
It's
The
destroyed. It's dead. The spirit's dead. It has been eaten by the mountain.
No!
Don't scream like that, you'll attract goblins.
Sure.
And then I started explaining to him everything about Zaratan, the World Eater, and all of that.
He says we should hurry back to the village. This seems like a powerful spirit, or a fiend, or some such.
Yeah.
Maybe Raincaller will know what to do. Are you
Well, I
guys?
guess we go back.
You guys agree with
Yeah.
him? So you
No,
head
I
back. You head back to the Bowak village, and as we're gonna close today's session, we're just gonna go through what's happening with Raincaller. When you mention Zaratan to Raincaller, he becomes livid, but also excited, maybe. And he pulls out these like animal skins on which were drawn or written stuff about spirits, and he goes through them and he shows you He says Zaratan, and he holds up the skin. Zaratan, the world eater. This is what our ancestors traveled for. This is the spirit that was meant to be our spirit, the great Zaratan. And it shows on the skin this like quick, crude drawing of something that doesn't load. The picture of that thing. For our good friends in Twitch chat, the picture of that thing. A gargantuan turtle made of the very earth itself.
Didn't we kill that in the first session?
It was one of his first children that we killed, and now he's angry.
So it means that you literally entered by its butt.
Oi.
Yep.
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 Right. Okay. I'm glad I wasn't there.
Zaratan is a powerful earth spirit. Our ancestors, a long time ago, pledged themselves to the 4 world guardians. The great storm, the great mountain, the great flood, and the great fire. We never thought that we would find him, or it, in our lives. I never thought, says Raincaller, that I would be the one to make contact with the great Zaratan. The destruction of our totem and the loss of our spirit is great, but we have found one that will provide for us for all eternity.
What of the goblins?
We're gonna have to get rid of them. They're a pox upon Zaratan. They're more likely to make it angry. And an angry Zaratan, according to legends, can stump down even the tallest mountains. But let us not dwell on what could pass if the goblins are left to their own devices. This is cause for a mixed emotion feast. We have to bury many of our dead.
Am I even allowed to attend?
Kui hasn't said anything.
Is it known that Bowak innately don't like magic, or?
Yep.
Oh my god.
It's like the worst sin you could ever commit. Normally, a Bowak, depending on your tribe, all right? So the Bright Feathers, because they're pacifist and everything, they don't like it, but they're not going to do anything against it. Eagle Talons will actually break your wings because you are not, well, if you were an Eagle Talon, because they revere the sky, right? And to them, flying is like this huge honor. They would break your wings so that you would never again be able to touch the sky. Now, the thing is you're not a sorcerer. So it's not quite as bad. In the sense, let's do a parallel with our world. So it's like the difference between first and second degree murder. The sentence is not necessarily the same, but the crime was committed nonetheless. Something horrible and dark happened. It was in the primer, I think. But anyway, that being said, it doesn't matter, like, you picked up on magic because you wanted to and you wanted to study magic. But they sure as hell don't like that, especially the Eagle Talon. But you believe, probably, that Kui's not saying anything because of what was just discovered. And on this mixed emotion feast for tonight, this is where we're going to end our session. So, you've discovered one of the major spirits.
Yeah, that's like
by
3 exploration
going
points, right?
going into its butt. For those of you who have Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes, take a look at Zaratan whenever you have the chance. If you thought a Tarask was something, this is on a whole other level. Anyway, so let's just do outros real quick. Tell everybody who you are, when we can find you. I had a lot of fun killing my first player. Thank you, Matthew, for being my first.
I hate
Kill
you.
him twice.
I'm sorry, not sorry. But like I said at the beginning for Wildlands, this is not going to be fair. And there are situations where you can get in over your head. And I'm not going to pull any punches. Oh my god, this is exactly when Off the Table is now hosting me. Well, hi everyone, but you guys just arrived at the very end. Our players just got out of a gargantuan spirit's butt trying to retrieve a totem that was there. Shucks. And one person died because it happens. So, let's just go through our players. Tell us where you are, who you are, and where we can find you. And we'll start with the same order that we started with. So we'll start with Quentin.
Simon, again, I had a great time. Thank you for DMing. I played Kaka, the now exiled from the Bowak village. Bowak.
You're not exiled from this village. You don't belong to this tribe. But they don't want... Kui doesn't want you back.
Exactly. Anyway, if you guys want to follow me, I'm on Twitter @Thragon. I don't post a whole lot, but I retweet and like a bunch of stuff of people that I do follow, so yeah.
Thank you. Ian.
Well, again, thank you for the game. I've been Khalek, the troglodyte rogue, who didn't do much this game except for running. It was still fun. So you can find me on Twitter, but I don't post much. You'll most likely find me here, playing this game of Age of Arcana. I'm the co-creator of Age of Arcana as well. That's it.
All right. Kath.
Yes, I am Catherine. I was playing Bree, the ranger who really likes Bowak. And I'm mostly active on Instagram, a bit on Twitter. I'm posting my usernames on the chat. And this was really fun. I hadn't been playing this for a couple weeks, so it was nice to be back.
Cool. Well, nice to have you anyway. And Pascal.
Yes. I had a lot of fun today, especially enormous levels of face palming during the game. I was playing Marius. Tomorrow I'll be playing Mukluk again. And you can find me at Lafalat Sir and on Age of Arcana every week.
Last but not least, our dearly departed.
Yeah, my name is Matthew. Today I played 2 characters because one of them died. A ripple death, pretty sad. And then, some spirit eated him. So just to be sure that he's really dead,
Yeah.
Anyway, so fun game, Simon. You can find me on Twitter at FrenchOverlap or on Simon Twitch, playing Age of Arcana every week. Sorry. And I'm going to be here tomorrow again, playing Age of Arcana.
With probably the same character.
Yeah.
So, like I said last time, for those that weren't there, you can launch your expeditions from the Bowak village if you wanted. Except if Kaka's in the group. Then you might need to succeed at some rolls to start back there. We'll see how it goes for tomorrow. But yeah, we have a game on every Saturday with a new time now. Actually, I'm gonna have to update the schedule that's on the Twitch page, but we're gonna start at 11, so 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern time. and I have a few announcements to make. So bear with me for a few seconds before we log off. But Age of Arcana might not return on Fridays after September. Beginning on September 21st, I'll be playing on Scraticus's channel in a Lady Blackbird campaign. And it's on it's alternating Fridays, so we might do a few of the Fridays here. But I still need to check, depending on how work schedule also fits in. I might have to, for a few weeks, a bit like what happened earlier this summer, stop Age of Arcana on Fridays. We'll see how that goes, but I just want to warn you, I'll update everything on the Twitter and the Twitch page and all that later. But that's it. So, just so you know, if you guys were regular watching it, we might take a break on the Fridays and come back later. But on Saturdays, we're now starting an hour later, so I get 1 more hour to prep the demise of my players. Damsir, you died twice, but you avoided an almost complete TPK by a challenge rating 23 creature. So, hope you guys had fun. I loved it. You guys are discovering more and more of the backstory of the Wildlands, so I like that a lot. And we're gonna see you again in a few hours for our Saturday morning cartoon game. Ciao everyone, and see you tomorrow.